I was asked this LeetCode question in my Microsoft interview. Here's how I solved it, beating 97% of coders. So the problem boils down to opening and closing parentheses. A parentheses is opened and then must be closed in reverse order. It's basically the same as scoping rules. So let's start by creating the parser class. Add a constructor, take the string of brackets as input. We're going to store the input string as well as create a stack. This is going to store the corresponding closing bracket so that when we come across one later we can see which one it's supposed to be. Now to create the isValid method. The string can only be valid if it's not empty, or even in length, or brackets closed, and brackets are closed in the reverse order they are opened in. So let's tackle them now. We can quickly knock off the first two in one go without looking at the string. Now to parse the string. Let's scan through each character. You notice I'm going to use did expected here, and you might think, why not use a boolean? And you totally could, but I'm going to show you something awesome at the end. Now to create the parser error enum. Now there are three ways it can error, either having an invalid character in the string, not closing a bracket, or having a wrong bracket. Now fill in the loop, so pushing the closing bracket until we find an opening bracket. When we get a closing bracket, check the top to the stack to see if it isn't correct. Handle invalid characters. Now, if the stack is empty, that means we closed all the brackets and the string is good. Now hook up the parser to the isValid method and we are done. But why did we use did expected? Well, we can define a pretty printing formatter for the parser error enum, and then code in error logging in debug mode to see why the parser errored. We run it against tests and see it works correctly, and logs why the 3 test fails. Like and subscribe for more.